Hi, I'm Nick Gibson, and welcome to STEMcast. Starting off on international news, a typhoon has hit Taiwan. Strong winds have knocked down people and scattered debris. The massive typhoon crossed over Taiwan last Tuesday, killing at least 4 people and injuring more than 260, officials said. On the 27th, riot police fired live ammunition and tear gas to break up a group of Kenyan protesters. The students at Kenyan University were protesting against a student who was killed by a reckless driver when the police came to break them up. In recent events in stocks, many huge stock industries have been steadily declining. Netflix, Twitter, and GoPro have decreased by almost 2%. Now in local news, Marysville has purchased a large sum of land to build a business park. Let's go to our reporter, Aaron Fisher, for details.
Aaron Fisher here. I'm standing here outside Route 33. The city of Marysville has just purchased 203 acres of land between Route 33 and Industrial Parkway. The plan is to build a business park, creating around 2,100 jobs for Marysville residents. This project is expected to add an extra $1 million in income tax each year. Advanced manufacturing companies are expected to fill this space, likely supporting the Honda Marysville plant. Back to you, Nick.
Now covering national headlines, we have news that recently in Washington there was a shooting that killed 1 man and 4 women in a Macy's department store. Authorities say that there was only 1 gunman involved in the attack. The man known as Arkin Seton was found 24 hours later. He is now facing 5 counts of first-degree murder. Next, we have news about one of the greatest golfers ever. Arnold Palmer, 87, has died. On September 25th, the king has passed due to heart problems. Finally, on September 24th, the National Museum of African American History and Culture opened its doors to the public. The newest addition to the Smithsonian is devoted to educating, documenting African American life, history, and culture. On Friday, President Obama cut the ribbon to officially open the museum. Let's go to Caleb now to learn about last week's cancer awareness game.
Caleb Kirsch here. Last Thursday was the NC4K Cancer Awareness Game. On the 29th, the Monarchs played a home game against Dublin Kaufman. NC4K sponsored the game to raise money for children with cancer, and the fans wore yellow shirts to show their support.
Thanks, Caleb. Let's go back to Aaron, who has Miss McInnes.
I'm here with Kathy McInnes, principal of the STEM school. So we know that there are a few students transferring from the STEM school back to the main high school. What's the main reason for this?
I think there are a couple reasons. When we started with your founding class, they were the first class, and they came with a lot of ideas about what this might be. I think that students have found, as they progress through high school, that maybe there are things that we can't offer them here. There were several students that wanted maybe more history classes, art classes, and because we're a STEM-focused school, some of those opportunities weren't available to them. I think.
Are there plans to make these classes available at the STEM school later on in its lifespan?
Probably not. I mean, for some, maybe. I certainly, there's a push for us to say, well, how could we incorporate art classes here? That I think that that's something that we might want to do. But we really are STEM focused. So students that want a lot of the different humanities, maybe different literature classes, possibly different social studies classes, maybe things like that we don't offer. Even our sciences are more focused in the engineering sciences or health sciences. So if you wanted astronomy, that's probably something that's not going to fit in here, and we probably wouldn't add, mostly because at the comprehensive high school, those opportunities are available for students.
So for the students that are at the main school and want to transfer to the STEM school, we know that's not available right now. Will that be made available in the future?
I don't know. The way we run our course of study and the way that we do it, it's a little out of sync with a lot of other high schools. For example, our freshmen take biology when traditionally in comprehensive high schools, physical science is the first one. All of our students take geometry. A lot of times students start in Algebra 1 prior to geometry. So because we're a little out of sync, it is difficult for students who might want to transfer here after they've started at a comprehensive high school. I'm not saying that wouldn't ever happen, but right now we don't have any immediate plans to change that.
Is there any sort of selection process that students coming from Bunsold to the STEM school have to go through in order to get in?
There's not. We asked that they successfully pass the 8th grade, but I don't think that's a very high bar there. That's something that we think is important for students. But no, when we first founded the school and we were planning with the teachers that first came here and the administrators, the big question was, well, who's the kid that should come to our school? And the answer was the kid that wants to come here is the kid. So there aren't requirements as far as grade point average or attendance or discipline logs. It's just if you have a desire to show up here, you would be the right kid.
Well, thank you for coming, Mrs. McInnes, and back to you, Gibby.
That was enlightening. Now let's go back to Caleb, who has our feel-good story of the week.
The feel-good news this week is a story of a 10-year-old girl who recently donated 100,000 crayons to a school that only had one box of crayons. She started with this fundraiser to help students who don't have enough supplies. She's now donating to schools in New York and Pennsylvania.
Now to Sam with weather.
Hi, I'm Sam Kelty and this is the weather. Today it's mostly sunny with a high of 79 and a low of 55.
Here is the weekly forecast. On Saturday, it's supposed to be partly cloudy, a high of 69 and a low of 46. Sunday, it's supposed to be sunny, of a high of 62 and a low of 43. Monday, it's also going to be partly cloudy with a high of 63 and a low of 45. On Tuesday, it's just going to be cloudy all day with maybe a little sun, but the temperature is going to be 69 and the low will be 48. Wednesday, same thing, but with a high of 67 and a low of 54. And then on Thursday, it's just going to be raining all day, so it'll be a high of 69 and a low of 47 with rain. Here's the almanac for Friday. Today's temperature high is 79 and today's temperature low is 55. The average is 65 degrees for the high and the low is 41 degrees. The record high is 88 degrees and the low is 28 degrees.
Thanks, Sam. Now to Ethan and Caleb with entertainment.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Caleb, and this is entertainment.
Starting off with the movies for this week, Miss Peregrine's Home of Peculiar Children is about a boy named Jake that finds a magical school for children with special powers.
For those of you in the mood of a comedy, Masterminds is a true story of an ordinary guy learning to taking part in a $17 million robbery.
On the more darker side of things, Deepwater Horizon tells the true story about men who worked on the oil rig that exploded in 2010.
And finally, Queen of Catway is a tale of an impoverished girl in Africa who befriends a missionary who teaches children to play chess.
Now to the app of the month. This month's app is Reddit. Reddit is a site where people can share links, images, and videos. Sections of the website devoted to certain topics are called subreddits, where people can comment or post a new thread. When you search for a subreddit post that you would like to see, the post will have upvotes or downvotes. These can help you determine if the post you found will be useful or not. I'm Ethan Clauda.
I'm Sam Kelty.
And I'll get right into the national sports news. On September 25th, Jose Fernandez, the former Miami Marlins player, died in a boat crash. Reporters say that alcohol was not a factor, as well as Fernandez. 2 other passengers were fatally injured during the crash. The 2 others will not be identified until the family has been notified. In football, the Eagles had a crushing victory over the Steelers to stay 3-0 this season. The Carolina Panthers, however, have already suffered their second loss and it's only early in the season. In baseball, the Red Sox are on an 11-game winning streak, and in the previous game against the Rays, the Red Sox managed to break MLB record, striking out 11 straight batters.
Now in local sports news, the girls varsity soccer team played Hilliard Derby in a 3-0 loss on Saturday. Hilliard Derby's girls had 2 great shots from outside the box. On Tuesday, they faced Dublin Cobman, tying the Rocks 2-2, goals coming from Julia Dickman and Abby Jacobs. The girls' JV team, on the other hand, won 4-0, goals from Keely Meggins and Hannah Olson. The boys' soccer team also faced Kaufman on Tuesday. Both boys' teams lost. JV lost 2-0, while the varsity lost 3-1, goals coming from Cole Bausch on the Marysville side. On the other hand, a hat trick from Luke Kiley on the Rocks side. On the 24th of September, the football team suffered another loss against the Olentangy Braves.
Back to you, Nick.